Now what? The diet. That's where we're going to go. Over 600,000 food items. You see that? 84% chronic preventable illnesses through the diet, created through the diet. 4 billion on sodas spent from food stamps. That was just thrown in there just because I thought that was an important factor. I mean, can you believe that? Year 2000, 9% diabetes in children. When are we going to stop? When are we going to stop? When are we going to reach out? And it just makes me, it's just it's an urgency to say, when do we learn? When do, you know, how are we going to help save these children? We can help, we can do this. It's within our grasp. The knowledge is there. 146 pounds of sugar per year. 152 pounds of flour per year. It was 40 pounds when y'all were growing up. When my mama was growing up, it was less than that. 146 pounds of sugar a year.
What upsets me is those are the products that they put on sale in the grocery aisles.
Yes, yes.
And we have to pay a higher price for the fresh fruits.
That's right.
And vegetables.
That's right. But I'll tell you that cost effectiveness, we're working on that sheet too. The cost, we're working on the grocery list to eat out, and then what you can buy in the grocery store to show you that by eating at KFC, or you go and eat it, you know, or fix it at home, or there are people that make food that is like homemade food, okay? And those are the kind of people that we need to pay attention to because they love and care about their food when they're cooking. These people where you can go and get food out. The diet guideline, we're going to get, this is not where we talk about this. Today is just the introduction, so I'm going to be, this PowerPoint will go into some of this, so I'm not going to get too deep into it. But what I'm going to teach you is based on science. It's not based on somebody paying me. I don't get paid by anybody to say anything, and I don't get paid by a food company, and I'm not connected to anyone. I'm not connected to a hospital. I'm not connected to anyone. I'm an island. Sometimes it feels like that too. It boils down to the 3 never eat alones: protein, carbonate, fat, because that's your body's building blocks, just like you were going to build a home. If you don't have all of the building blocks when you get ready to build a home, you can't complete it. And the minerals and vitamins, like Grandma said to eat, she was right. This is kind of the plate I came up with. It's not perfect, but basically what you want to do is to make sure that fat is on the plate. And I'm not, you notice I didn't give you grams of fat? People go, well, how much fat? I go, I don't really care how much fat. I eat lots of fat. Avocados, olives, olive oil. You talk to my staff. I cover my salad. I mean, I don't even count it. I just pour it on there. Olive oil, olives, avocados. Half an avocado. Your body will stop you from eating too much fat and protein, but it will not stop you from eating too many carbs. That's why you have to count them. You have to count the carbs because your body will eat them first and it will ask for more. You like my McLaren? That's me driving it. No, not really. I wish. Okay. You will not go without gas, oil, and water, just like your body will not go without a protein, carb, and a fat every time you eat. What's a protein? And this is something we're going to probably get into next session. So we're not going to get into too much of this, right? So I'm going to kind of bypass this. You're going to go, no, I want to know this. You want to know all of it today. I wish I could teach you all of it today. But you're going to need at least 20 grams per meal. Protein, meats, okay, there you go. Those are proteins. People go, well, what's a protein? I go, that's protein. Okay? You can just look at the picture and go, oh, okay. Okay. What about soy? We have to be careful with soy because it's an estrogen mimicker in women and in men. It pushes the estrogen receptors. So you have to be careful with soy, and I tell people don't do soy milk for that reason. Whey protein, another thing, we're going to get into this in the next session. Okay, so part of these are the next slides, and I didn't all this stuff. Protein powder is another thing I'm going to talk about because there's so different kinds of protein powders, and they have things in them like sucralose, which is artificial sweeteners. We are not to have any artificial sweetener ever again past your mouth. It's poison. Carbohydrates, we're going to talk about that and what's a carb. Let me just say this. This is important. Now, if I put sugar and cocaine in front of you, which one do you think your body would want? I'll tell you what a rat will take. A cocaine addicted rat will choose the sugar.
I've been called a rat.
There you go. So you might want It's 8 times as addictive as cocaine. It hits the same brain receptors as cocaine in your head. It lights it up where cocaine does. Naltrexone and Wellbutrin are a new drug coming up from the drug companies to treat obesity for this reason, because it hits those receptors. Naltrexone is the treatment for cocaine addiction. Wow, somebody on the pharmaceutical board said, you know what? If it's as addictive as cocaine, why don't we just use what we use for cocaine addiction for obesity? We'll trick the brain and think, yeah, that's a great idea. What are we going to name it? I don't know, but we'll come up with it, and then we're going to call it Wellbutrin and Naltrexone together. And guess what? Don't tell them how much money they're going to get for that. Because people are based on weight loss. We're not talking weight loss. Your brain will kill you for sugar. It will take your heart muscle if it wants it, tear it apart, make it an ammonia byproduct, and the other half becomes its sugar. It will kill you. Yeah, you need carbs, but what did I tell you? They turn into fat. What's a carb? We're going to get into that. How are we doing on time?
Yeah, 11 minutes.
How many?
9.
9. Okay. Carbs. Thank you. Those are carbs. Corn is a carb. Okay? Glycemic index. We're going to talk about that very quickly. What does it mean? It means how fast sugar gets into the blood. Okay? So, boom. Autobahn or, neighborhood speed. You don't want Autobahn speed, but if you're going to eat an Autobahn food like potato, you better be eating a protein and a fat to pull it down, because it's going to fly through your gut and turn into fat faster than sugar. Glycemic index of a sweet potato, glycemic index of a white potato. And people are going to go, what's the difference between, I just learned this yesterday, what's the difference between a sweet potato and a yam? Because we call them yams, but they're not yams. These are not yams, okay? They're sweet potatoes. Yams aren't even a sweet potato, okay? They're a South African food. And the marathon runners, what do you think they fuel on before they run that 27-mile marathon? Yams. The index of yams is 50 instead of 65. It's a more of a complex carb, okay? My point is this, is that this is not a yam. It's a sweet potato. So if y'all in the South are calling it yams, you're wrong. This is the index. Can y'all see that back there? You can? Here's hummus. Anybody like hummus? I like boar's head hummus, okay, because it has nothing else in it. There's the yam. I lied. It's 54, not 50. There's the Snickers bar, okay? Here's the fruit roll-up that you're giving your grandchildren. Here's the watermelon.
Watermelon.
Mm-hmm. Wheat bread is right there with it at 75. Wheat bread's at 75. Dates. High sugar of any fruit, and look at the glycemic index.
What's it say? It's pretty sweet on dates.
It's wonderful. In fact, dates, chopped up into quinoa, things like that. You have to be careful of the carb count, okay? But look at grapes. Rice cakes, there you go. Sugar. Brown rice, 50. Brown rice is 50, white rice is around 70 to 75. Gatorade. Just drink water. Filtered water. Oh, I love this. Dr. Hyman put this on one of his slides. I don't know if y'all know Dr. Hyman. Dr. Hyman is one of the functional medicine gurus, but anyway, he's fantastic. He's written lots of books. But sugar-free is not always sugar-free. I told y'all that, right? On the smoothies and things like that. But diet drinks can increase your risk for diabetes. And then they thought, well, this is what the Coke people on their board thought. Well, if we're going to give you Diet Coke and y'all are all complaining about the vitamin issues, why don't we just add vitamins to the Diet Coke and call it Diet Coke Plus? How stupid do we think? That's how stupid we are. We are that stupid, or they wouldn't have produced it. I think it's been taken off the market now. Fats, good or bad? All fat, natural fat's good for you. Those are fats. We're going to go over that in the next session. Fat, we're going to go over that. Margarine's plastic, just know that. The battle for, just read this. Fat helps maintain healthy skin. Every cell makes all the stress hormones necessary for energy supply for your heart at rest. Fat's necessary to make digestive enzymes, sex hormones, neurological hormones, cushion the internal organs, slow down digestion, helps you lose fat necessary for growing. Just to let you know a few things fat does for you. Non-starchy vegetable, grandmother said to eat them. We're going to get this in the next session. There's all your non-starchies, except for the carrots, cooked are non-starchies. See that? Move more, eat less. It's a lie, okay? That's not how you lose weight. Balance is the key, okay? Balance of the hormones, the diet, the life, just like a tomato plant. Needs water, nitrogen, sunshine. But too much or too little of any of that will kill the plant, just like you. Too much B12, too much biotin, too much calcium, too much iodine, too much of anything is a problem. It's about balance of everything that we're given. You cannot build bone with calcium alone. You cannot reduce heart risk. You cannot do anything without the balance of all of them. Now, we're going to go quickly on this. Bone building. It takes vitamin A and zinc to tear bone down. We do it every day. It takes vitamin C to lay down the new matrix for the new bone. It takes vitamin D along with phosphorus and calcium to mineralize that bone. And it takes all of the B vitamins to provide the nutrients to support that system to build it. And the absence of stress. So when you're taking medicine for osteopenia and osteoporosis, and your doctor said to take lots of calcium, if you take too much calcium, you're going to be like the tomato plant, and you're going to mess yourself up. What you have to do is to understand this is what it takes to build healthy bone. This is what it takes to build anything. I don't care if it's your GI tract. This is the situation for all balance of all vitamins and your diet to work together to create a healthy body. Not all salt was created equal. I like Celtic because it has 80 minerals in it, unlike Morton salt or other sea salts over the counter that have only 2 minerals left, sodium chloride of the original 80, and it can create swelling. Himalayan salt, same thing, just from the mountain. Water, we want you doing filtered water over 250 ml or in your water. Even bottled water has Tylenol, arsenic, and DEET in it. Fish out of water, we want all wild-caught seafood. We'll talk more about that. High fructose corn syrup, I've talked enough about it. It's an inflammatory process. The diet. Never eat alone. Okay? The next sessions will go over in detail about everything else to draw it all together, put the puzzles together for you. And I hope at the end of this you'll go, I didn't know that, but I am going to make some conscious decisions about where I need to go.